You walk into a room, and the crying baby suddenly goes quiet. The sound just stops. The baby turns its head and stares at you, not with fear, not with confusion, but with a kind of deep focus that feels almost uncomfortable. A stray cat that ignored everyone else begins to walk towards you slowly, as if it has already made a decision. The dog at the park pulls on its leash, trying to reach you, even though you have never met before. You probably laughed it off. You told yourself it was random. Maybe you even felt awkward because people were watching. But you need to understand something important. This is not random. This is not imagination. It is not wishful thinking. It is a signal. Animals and babies are reading something in you that most adults no longer know how to see. Through the lens of Jungian psychology, we begin to understand that infants and animals do not perceive the world the way conditioned adults do. Adults see the persona, that carefully built mask, the social face, the voice we adjust, the posture we control, the smile we use when we are tired. But babies and animals do not respond to the mask, they respond to what is underneath it. Carl Jung explained that the persona is necessary. It helps us function in society. It allows us to work, to build relationships, to follow social rules. Without it, life would feel chaotic. But for many people, the persona becomes too thick. It becomes armor, layer after layer built over years of learning what is accepted and what is rejected, what earns praise and what brings shame. Slowly, the mask hardens. It becomes so strong that even the person wearing it forgets what their real face looks like. But you did not fully merge with your mask. In Jungian terms, you did not become identified with your persona. You never completely lost contact with your inner core. Your mask is still there, yes. You can function in the world. You understand social cues. You are not naive, but your persona is thin. It is flexible. It is transparent. Your inner state and your outer behavior are not in total conflict. Babies and animals survive by instinct. They cannot afford to misread energy. They cannot rely on words. They scan for safety or danger within seconds. And here is something most people never consider. Masks feel like danger. When something is hidden, instinct becomes alert. In nature, concealment often means threat. A predator hides before it attacks. So when an animal or infant senses heavy psychological armor, their system tightens. They cannot fully relax. Now imagine a simple scene. You enter a family gathering. There is a toddler sitting on the floor, surrounded by relatives trying to make it laugh. They raise their voices. They exaggerate smiles. They lean forward with forced excitement. The child avoids eye contact. But when you walk in and simply sit down quietly, the child looks at you. Within minutes, the toddler crawls toward you, climbs into your lap. Everyone is surprised. They say the child is usually shy. They do not understand what happened. But now you do. The child was not reacting to words. The child was reacting to energy. You were not performing. You were not trying to win affection. You were simply present. No hidden pressure. No demand for response. Your inner state was steady. Your outer behavior matched it. That alignment feels safe. When a baby stops crying near you, it is not because you said the perfect sentence. It is because your nervous system does not add chaos to theirs. When a cat approaches you, it is because your movements and energy are clear and readable. You do not send mixed signals. You do not approach with tension disguised as kindness. You are consistent. In a world full of contradiction, consistency feels like peace. The second truth goes deeper. Your nervous system affects others more than you realize. Modern psychology calls this co-regulation. Jung described something similar through the idea of the collective unconscious. We are not isolated beings. We influence each other constantly through invisible exchanges of emotional energy. Most people walk through life carrying inner conflict, anxiety, suppressed anger, unmet needs. Their inner world is loud even when their face looks calm. Picture a crowded veterinary clinic. Dogs are barking, cats are crying from inside carriers, owners are tense, phones are buzzing. The air feels tight. You walk in and sit down quietly. You are not doing anything special. You are not trying to control the room. But slowly something shifts. The dog closest to you stops pacing. Its breathing slows. A cat that was scratching at the carrier becomes still. No one notices at first, but the atmosphere softens. This is not magic. Mammals are wired to synchronize. When one nervous system is calm and grounded, others begin to adjust. But this only works if the calm is real. It cannot be forced. It cannot be performed. Your system is not perfect. You have stress like everyone else, but you have done enough inner work that you are not constantly fighting yourself. There is less noise inside you. Animals feel this immediately. In the wild, reading energy correctly can mean survival. A human filled with inner chaos might move unpredictably, might lash out suddenly, might grab too hard. But you move with awareness. Even when you are silent, your body communicates steadiness. That steadiness feels safe. Here is something you may not admit. This gift is exhausting. You often absorb tension without meaning to. You enter a room and feel what is wrong before anyone speaks. You calm situations without trying. You ground people just by sitting beside them. But you also carry what others cannot process. You metabolize emotional static that was never yours. That is the hidden cost. The third truth is about the shadow. Jung spoke about the shadow as the parts of ourselves we reject, the anger we deny, the neediness we hide, the hunger for control we refuse to see. Most people believe they are kind, and consciously they may be. But buried under the surface are unmet needs, a desire to be chosen, to be admired, to be filled by someone else. Imagine a person approaching a dog in the park. They smile, they speak softly, they stretch out their hand. On the surface it looks gentle, but inside there is a silent message. Please like me, please make me feel special, please give me affection. The dog senses something off. Its ears flatten, it steps back. The person feels confused, maybe even offended, but the dog was not rejecting kindness. The dog was reacting to unconscious need. Animals detect intent beneath action. They sense when energy says, "I need something from you." Even if the words sound loving, the underlying hunger creates tension. You have faced enough of your shadow that you do not approach others with that silent demand. You have acknowledged your loneliness, your anger, your insecurity. You may not be finished with the work. No one is. Jung said, shadow integration is lifelong. But you have done enough that you do not unconsciously try to consume others for validation. When you approach a baby or an animal, your energy communicates something simple and powerful. I do not need you to fill a hole in me. I am not here to take. I am here to witness. That absence of demand feels rare. It feels clean. In a world where so many interactions are transactions, your presence feels different. You are not scanning for advantage. You are not trying to control the outcome. You are not performing warmth while hiding tension. Your inside and outside are in conversation, not in war. That is why the baby stares at you. Not because you are special in a dramatic way, but because you are coherent. That is why the stray cat chooses you. Not because of luck, but because your energy does not threaten its survival system. That is why the dog pulls toward you, because instinct recognizes stability before the mind understands it. Most adults have forgotten how to be transparent. They are layered in defense, conditioned responses, social masks, but something in you remained open. Something refused to disappear under the weight of expectation. And creatures who rely on instinct can still see it. They are not reacting to your appearance. They are not reacting to your words. They are reacting to alignment. Your nervous system is not broadcasting hidden aggression. Your shadow is not leaking silent desperation. Your persona is not blocking your core. So the next time a baby grows quiet when you enter a room, or an animal chooses you over everyone else, do not dismiss it. Do not shrink from it. Understand what it reflects. It reflects inner work. It reflects honesty with yourself. It reflects a psyche that, while not perfect, is integrated enough to be safe. And in a world where safety is rare, that makes you visible to those who still know how to see. This is why the feral cat that runs from everyone else will sit quietly beside you. This is why the baby who cries in the arms of strangers becomes calm when you hold them. There is something in you that responds to something ancient in them. Carl Jung once explored an idea he borrowed from the anthropologist Lucien Lévy-Bruhl. He called it participation mystique. It describes an early state of consciousness where the line between self and other is not hard and fixed. It is a way of being where the world is not divided into separate pieces, but felt as one living field. Jung observed that early humans and infants live in this state naturally. The boundary between inner and outer world is soft. A baby does not yet experience itself as separate from the mother. Early humanity did not experience nature as something outside and apart. Over time, modern humans developed strong egos. We built psychological walls. We learned to function as individuals in complex societies. We became efficient, rational, and separated. That separation allows us to build cities and machines. But it costs us something deep. It costs us the instinctive language of connection. Most people now move through life as isolated selves. They see trees as objects, animals as background, other people as roles. But you have not fully severed the thread. You developed enough ego strength to survive in the modern world. Yet some part of you still remembers the older language. A part of you still senses the web beneath appearances. You feel energy shifts. You sense mood changes without words. You pick up on subtle movements in the emotional field. That thread has not been cut. When a bird lands close instead of flying away, it is not magic. When a baby reaches for your face with total trust, it is not random. They are responding to a quality in you that is still connected. You are not completely locked inside a rigid ego shell. There is permeability in your presence. Creatures that live by instinct sense familiarity in you. Imagine walking alone in a forest. Many people experience this as a human moving through an environment. The forest is separate, the trees are objects, the sounds are background, noise. But for you, something else happens. There is a quiet sense of belonging. You do not feel like an intruder. You feel woven in. You may stop for no reason and suddenly notice a deer standing nearby, watching you without fear. This is not because you control animals. It is because your nervous system is not broadcasting threat. Your body is not shouting dominance or anxiety. You are simply there. Now think about what happens when a baby looks into your eyes. Research in infant psychology shows that babies search for themselves in the faces of others. They look for reflection. They look for confirmation that they exist. When they look at many adults, they meet tension, they meet performance, they meet masks. Adults often smile while hiding stress. They speak sweetly while feeling irritated. This creates noise. The reflection becomes distorted. But when a baby looks at you, they receive something clearer. You are not performing. You are not trying to impress. You are not seeking validation from a child. You are simply present. Your face matches your internal state. There is no heavy layer of pretending. The baby feels less interference. They sense coherence. They sense stability. That is why they stare at you so intensely. They are not just looking at you. They are experiencing a field of calm recognition. Picture holding a newborn who has been crying in every other pair of arms. The moment you take them, they grow still. Their eyes open wide. They study your face as if remembering something ancient. In that moment, you are not worried about technique. You are not thinking about how you appear. You are not trying to control the outcome. You are grounded. You are steady. And in that steadiness, the baby finds relief. They feel recognized without pressure. They feel seen without demand. That is the power of presence without pretense. There is another layer to that. Carl Rogers spoke of congruence, and this aligns with Jung's view of the relationship between conscious and unconscious. Congruence means your outside matches your inside. Animals are experts at reading microsignals. They read heart rate, breathing rhythm, muscle tension, scent, eye movement. These signals reveal truth beyond words. Most humans are incongruent. They feel anxious but say they are fine. They feel angry but smile politely. They feel sadness but pretend to be cheerful. Their verbal message says one thing, their body says another. Animals detect this contradiction instantly. It creates confusion and distrust. You, however, struggle to fake what you do not feel. If you are calm, your breath is calm. If you are uneasy, your body shows it. You do not layer a heavy mask over your state. This honesty creates safety. A dog approaching you reads one clear message across all channels. There is no mixed signal. If you are peaceful, the dog senses peace. If you are uncertain, the dog senses that too. But it is clean information. Clean information is safer than deception. Imagine someone who forces positivity at all times. Their smile is wide, their voice bright, but inside they are tense. Their shoulders are tight, their pulse is elevated. A dog senses the tension beneath the smile. It does not know which signal to trust. The result may be caution or even aggression. But when you approach, your signals align. The dog relaxes because nothing is hidden. There is also something archetypal at work. Jung described the wounded healer. This is the one who has suffered, faced that suffering consciously, and transformed it into depth. Creatures in pain often move toward you, not because you fix them, not because you rescue them, but because you can witness pain without collapsing. You know something about darkness. You have sat with your own wounds. That experience, hands your presence. A wounded animal senses that you will not panic at its fear. A traumatized child senses that you will not reject their intensity. They feel that you can hold suffering without turning away. True healing presence does not come from someone untouched by life. It comes from someone who has gone through it and remained conscious. Yet there is a hard truth here. Being the one that others seek is exhausting. You did not apply for this role. Babies reach for you. Animals follow you. Strangers confess their secrets within minutes. You regulate rooms without trying. You calm storms without speaking. And while you are doing this for everyone else, who is doing it for you? There can be a quiet loneliness in this. You may think, why does the cat understand me better than my own family? Why can I calm a crying infant but feel distant in a room full of adults? This is not simple isolation. It is the ache of speaking a language that most have forgotten. You try to be real in a world built on performance. Jung warned about the reversal of strengths. When a gift is taken to an extreme, it becomes a weakness. If you hold space for everyone and forget that you also need to be held, depletion follows. You may begin to believe your purpose is endless giving. But endless giving without renewal leads to resentment and collapse. Look at your daily life. At work, people gather at your desk to unload stress. You listen, you steady them, you help them breathe. Then at home, your partner vents. A friend calls in crisis. You see a lost animal and spend your last energy helping. By night, you are empty. You cannot even locate your own feelings. The baby who relaxes in your arms needs you to have boundaries. The animal that trusts you needs you to protect your energy. Your calm must come from a well that is replenished. If that well runs dry, the quality they sense in you fades. Now shift the perspective. What if this is not a burden but a function? You may serve as a bridge between the conscious human world and the instinctive natural world. Many people have cut themselves off from instinct and body wisdom. They live entirely in abstraction. But you still feel the thread. By maintaining it, you remind others that connection is possible. The baby who experiences safety with you learns that authenticity exists. The animal that approaches participates in an ancient alliance between humans and nature. Your existence is a quiet teaching. You show that a human can be integrated rather than fragmented. Jung called the process of becoming whole individuation. It is the integration of shadow, persona, and deeper layers of the psyche. Most remain trapped in roles. But you have faced parts of yourself. You have acknowledged darkness. That makes your presence transparent. Protect this gift. Do not scatter it without thought. Not everyone who is drawn to your calm is ready to grow. Some only seek relief without change. Learn discernment. Learn to say no. Just because you can calm every baby does not mean you must hold everyone. Just because animals trust you does not mean you owe the world constant availability. Your sensitivity is meant first for your own development. From wholeness, service flows naturally. Service from depletion helps no one. Service from integration transforms quietly but deeply. You are not broken for being chosen by animals and babies. You are not strange for struggling with heavy social masks. You are not obligated to give your energy to everyone who senses your presence. You are a bridge. not by ego decision, but by psychological structure. Continue your own work. Keep integrating shadow. Maintain boundaries. Stay connected to the deeper web while living effectively in modern life. Let your presence teach without forcing yourself into savior roles. Your primary responsibility is your own wholeness. Everything else comes from that center. Animals sense something real. Babies respond to something clear. You have not completely lost the connection to what makes us deeply human. This is not a weight to carry with strain. It is a quality to embody with awareness. The world does not need you exhausted. It needs you integrated. It needs you steady. It needs you whole. If you recognize yourself here, accept it calmly, you are the bridge. Not because you chased it, but because your psyche still carries the thread. Your task is to protect that thread, strengthen it, and allow it to guide you toward deeper integration. From that integration, your presence alone will serve something larger than yourself. In the Alchemist's Path, perception training for empaths, you will learn how to turn overwhelm into wisdom. Through practical drills, Jung-inspired boundaries and step-by-step perception exercises, you train your sensitivity instead of being ruled by it. This guide includes 3 exclusive chapter videos to deepen each lesson. Written by Surreal Mind, 236 pages, beautifully designed, 8.5 by 11, downloadable ebook. Available now. Start your training today. Feel deeply while thinking clearly. Get the Alchemist's Path at surrealmind.com.